Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, can you talk about patience with oneself
About what?
within the practice, without patience within the practice? That's about the
What I didn't understand.
Patience.
Patience. Oh, okay.
It's hard to talk.
Yeah, look, Jenny, what choice do you have? You're up against the one person who is keeping you from having a spiritual life, yourself. And in order to break down this self, in order to break down whatever parts of oneself, mind, the ego, this, that, the fear, the insecurity inside, we need to have patience because it takes time to do that. So the work itself will show you exactly what you're up against. And if you try to get rid of what you're up against impatiently, it'll never happen. But a slow, gradual chipping away at it day after day, eventually the mountain will disappear. I was kidding around today and I had an in-person class of people and the energy was really strong. And mostly when I work with people's heart chakras, there's so much stuff that surrounds the heart that keeps people from really opening and going to a higher place in themselves. It's fear, it's being, whatever has happened to us in our life, whether it's family stuff, relationship stuff, friendship stuff, job stuff, money problems, it all builds walls around the heart. And when I was working with people, I would touch them between the shoulders and they would virtually explode. I mean, the energy, it was so tightened that it opened them in such a profound way. After the class, I said, I'm no longer a Kundalini aerobics instructor. I'm a Kundalini demolition company, breaking down all of those tenements that people build in their heart so that we can really create something new there. The heart chakra is one of the most difficult places, to get free of, because it really is a place where years and years of tension accumulates. We repress so much stuff there that it keeps us from growing. You gotta have patience. And once you develop the patience, you begin to master the craft that will enable you to slowly but surely break down all of those obstructions inside that are keeping you from, not only having a spiritual life, but keeping people from being happy people, from living happy lives, having self-worth, having joy, having love, and you can't do it without patience, because I'll say it again, the number one person we are up against in the evolution of an inner life is ourselves. And it's one of the reasons I have a lot of patience with people, because I realize that my job is to transmit Shakti to help people do this. I hope somewhere down the line that people truly listen and recognize where the real problem is, and then use everything they're being taught to break down those obstructions, those blocks, so many of them around the heart chakra that are keeping people from just literally being happy people in this lifetime. So when the heart chakra is all congested, everything backs up into the head. So you have all this conflict and thinking and anger and that goes on in the head. And it really goes on only because the heart chakra is congested. Now it takes took us a lifetime to get into that condition, it's not going to go away in 2 weeks. So patience is the key, and truly applying oneself, doing the work diligently, in order to break down all of those obstructions inside that are keeping us from doing what I'm talking about. That's where patience comes in. And the only person you need to have patience with is yourself. Because if you have patience with yourself, you're going to have patience with everybody else.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jenny. You have to try this because I don't know another way. The fastest way to God seems to be the slowest way to God. Getting past oneself, breaking oneself down. I learned that from Rudy. I watched him every time I was around him, doing whatever he could to break himself down. I watched him sit with teachers that was strong enough to do this for him. And he went to them because he knew that he needed someone who was strong enough to break him down. Most people want a pat on the back and I'm okay, you're okay, and I'm doing great, and but it doesn't work that way. And I sat through this with Rudy, and yes, he broke me down. He forced me to learn how to do it. But he did it with love. He did it with compassion. He did it with knowing that he went through this himself. And he did it with also knowing that myself and maybe some other students truly wanted a spiritual life. So he would break us down so that we could get there. It would open the door. So just, have patience with yourself. Have patience with other people, because, the greatest thing I've ever read in the Bible was forgive them, they know not what they do. And to forgive them, you have to have patience with them. Because it's really true. Most people act in this where they have no idea what they're doing. They might know how to make money and this and that, but in terms of becoming happy, having a spirit, they have no idea what they're doing. People that run countries will shrug their shoulders and tell you, if you really had a conversation, I have really no idea what I'm doing. I take it a day at a time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Well, ask questions. Add a dimension to this meditation session.
I have a question, Stuart. I notice frequently that I just haven't been breathing at all, not drawing a breath for some time. Is that a common thing?
It could happen, yeah.
It's okay.
Look, if you're really open inside, you don't need to do the double breathing. Understand? Because higher energy will come into your system and it will work on the chakra system. You are open to receive it. So you don't have to sit there and do the double breathing for the whole meditation, and then you just need some shallow breaths and simple breathing and staying quiet, and that energy will work on you. When you start getting obstructed and blocked and thinking and daydreaming and blah, 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 then you got to get centered again and you got to do your breathing to get yourself open again.
Thank you.
I mean, I sometimes take very shallow breaths. Sometimes, I can go 10 seconds. I don't breathe at all. And
Yeah.
it doesn't
It seems
reduce the class
to
any.
be okay, but I just wanted to check with you, make sure.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't choke yourself, but it's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I mean, the double breathing exercise is like a bottle opener, You can't get to the juice if the cap is on it. The double breathing exercise is a way of taking the cap off of the bottle so the juice, the spirit, the Shakti can flow into your chakra system. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Yes, Magali.
Yeah, I'd love to say thank you to you and thank you to all the students. I feel like it's only my second class in this group, but I feel an enormous sense of openness in the group and an enormous sense of welcoming and giving. And I think it's so beautiful to see that. And I think it helps everybody in the group what's happening. I feel like as we are going through class, and I would like you to elaborate about that, we kind of letting go, and the fact that we can trust the group allow us to let go of something inside us. And as Rudy used to say, as you're getting lighter, you are able to go higher in the air and to grab more of the energy. And I'm very thankful for all of you, and you in particular, for allowing that in this group and kind of like bringing everybody and then allowing everybody to become one. It's kind of like we kind of weaving in and intertwining each other. And I think it's very, very beautiful. And I don't know if you can elaborate a little bit more on that, but I think it's very beautiful how this is going.
Well, that's what this is about. And listen, I understand every class thanking everybody for being here, thanking everybody for coming with a need to have a spiritual life, to grow. I mean, it's not easy. We're sitting here looking at computer monitors, to do this. But people come, they're open, they're grateful. There's a lot of love in these classes. And I'm very grateful that I can participate in this. It's essential for my life and my spiritual life. So you're right. I mean, the very presence of everybody here doing deep inner work not only nurtures each individual, it nurtures everybody. It makes it possible for the energy to get this strong. It makes it possible for us to open and receive the Shakti, the energy from the universe, and a group like this is essential. Why else would I do this? I mean, this is not easy work to do this 7 times a week. And I have in-person classes almost every day. And, it's having, look, the greatest marriage on the earth is the marriage between a teacher, guru, a teacher, and a disciple. Because that marriage requires total surrender, total letting go. It's a marriage that comes from the need of both of them to get to God. The marriage between myself and everybody sitting in this class represents that to me. I have to let go totally in order to teach this class. I can't have likes and dislikes. I can't have opinions. I have to just sit here and be a vehicle for higher energy in the universe. And all of you that do the same thing creates a tapestry, a woven energy that allows each and every person in this group to grow. So you're right. I agree with you 100% that this is a really important element in the development of a spiritual life. Years ago, I ran ashrams. I didn't want to do that again because I found that people live in those circumstances. 90% of them were not interested in a spiritual life. They were looking for a safe haven, something to protect them from the world. This is a different thing. It's over with. Everybody goes back to their life, and everybody, comes back again. Not everybody, but most people come back again. And they continue to do it, and they bring open hearts, they bring love, they bring gratitude, and they bring knowledge of the double breathing exercise, using it to open. And I think it's a remarkable thing. I agree with it. It's absolutely a remarkable thing. And I'm just grateful to be part of it. It's not me doing this. I can't do this without all of you. Understand? So I have to find a place for every single person that attends these classes in my heart, or it's not going to work. As I say, I have no likes, I have no dislikes, I have no opinions about people that come and do this. I really don't. I'm not interested. I'm only interested in one thing. I can find a place in my heart for every single person that attends these classes. And that enables me to truly be a vehicle for God's energy. And my dream, my love, the fact that people can grow up, part of the training I'm doing now with this in-person work is to train people to get strong enough to become teachers of this. I'm not interested in teachers, but to become vehicles for God's energy. I made enough teachers to know that it does nothing but make me crazy half the time. There's so much ego that gets involved in this and who they are and what they are and that. And I just stopped doing it pretty much. But then there's another way. People grow up and they organically become strong enough to allow themselves to be a vehicle for God's energy. Then there's total surrender. But that takes training, it takes depth, it takes commitment, and it takes, where are you, Jenny? It takes patience. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay. On Wednesday, I have an appointment with a dentist, and they're going to prepare me to get crowns and stuff. So I don't know what that's going to be all about. I will send out, class invites to all of you. But if, it turns out to be kind of a very painful kind of, and I can't have the class, you'll have to understand that. I will send out invites in the morning. So God bless you all. And again, thank you. Thank you. God bless you for being here. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for each and every person that shows up in these classes. It's a miracle. And it's truly an act of God to make it possible for us to sit here and do work of this kind of depth, on Zoom, And people, I had somebody tell me that I don't like Zoom, so I won't come to your classes. So look what the hell you're missing. Rudy didn't like Muktananda, but he went there because he knew he would leave broken down and open to God. I said, do you think I like doing Zoom? I'm not a fan of Zoom, but these classes are amazing. So what am I going to do? Say no to another vehicle that God is providing for us? Sometimes I listen to people and I just shake my head, Say, what? But everybody has their own, Anyway, thank you, bless you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good luck at the dentist.
Thank you.